right, here we are again for another episode of A Drink from Upstream. And this video is being shot the week of Thanksgiving. And so I first would like to just wish every one of you a very happy Thanksgiving. I hope that you're able to spend it with family and friends and that you cultivate gratitude in your heart for the goodness of God in your life. Now, I want to bring you to John chapter 4 in this episode. If you're familiar, Jesus had to go through Samaria, and he's with his disciples, and he meets up with this woman at the well who's a Samaritan woman, and he tells her everything that she'd ever done in her life, according to her testimony, which was really just Jesus revealing some things to her that would tell her about who he is as Messiah, as the Savior, as a prophet of God, and so she puts her trust in him. Now, she goes back to her village to tell others about Jesus, which is always a great thing to do. When you learn something about Jesus, tell others. But that's not the point here. When she goes back, the disciples had been gone for a time. They were trying to find some food, and so John chapter 4, starting in verse 31, it says, "Meanwhile, the disciples were urging him, saying, 'Rabbi, eat.' And Jesus responds to them, and he says to them, I have food to eat that you don't know about." And of course, they're puzzled by that. The disciples start asking one another, they're like, well, did somebody bring him food while we were gone trying to secure some? And then Jesus makes this statement, and I think it's really profound. He says to them, "My food is to do the will of him who sent me and to accomplish his work." Now, he's making this comparison between physical nourishment and the nourishment of the soul. My food, or my nourishment, Jesus says, is to do the will of him who sent me. So he's referring to his Father. Jesus says that his soul is nourished. There's a sense of satisfaction in his soul that is experienced when he does the will of God his Father, and of course, and to accomplish his work. And now think about that for yourself. I think about it for myself, kind of in that physical side of things. There's never been a time when I have in my life have said, "Oh, I forgot to eat breakfast or lunch or dinner." It's like I'm always wondering where my next meal is coming from, and like when the snack before the next meal is coming from. I don't know why that is. It's just I just feel like I need to eat on a pretty regular basis. But think about this with regard to God's will and accomplishing his work. What if that was our mindset? What if, and any of you who have ever accomplished God's will in your life in a particular way or an area, or done some of his work, there is a satisfaction in our souls that is like nothing else. There's no other way to feel that sense of gratitude, contentment, satisfaction. And so as we get into this Thanksgiving week, as you celebrate this, hopefully with family and friends, and that, think about, and this is it, just consider, keep it in your mind of where your sense of nourishment actually comes from. Oh yeah, for the Thanksgiving dinner, of course, that's going to be hopefully just a great meal, especially as long as you have that cranberry sauce that comes in the can. Oh, that stuff is awesome. Like there's no Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is incomplete without that cranberry sauce. But think about it in a spiritual sense. What if we could acquire the same sort of focus and devotion that Jesus had, where we could say to others, I have food to eat that you don't know anything about, and my food is to do the will of him who sent me and to accomplish his work. And I want that to be my focus this day and this week, and really in all of life. And I hope that that's an encouragement to you as well. God bless you.